Hello everyone, this is another important Give Reasons session. Video number 1, the Tempest Act 5. Act 5 is a lengthy act, therefore I have decided to divide the discussion into two halves. In today's video, I am going to discuss 25 very important Give Reasons from Act 5. Let's read the questions one by one now. Prospero contentedly says that time is passing smoothly and favorably because his scheme is fast becoming ripe, his magic is not failing, and his spirits are carrying out his orders. 3 points must be mentioned in this reason. His scheme is fast becoming ripe, magic not failing, and his spirits are carrying out his orders. These are the key words and expressions. According to Ariel, old Lord Gonzalo is feeling most miserable because his tears are flowing down his beard like the melting icicles which drip off the eaves of thatched buildings. This shows that he is most miserable. Alonso, Antonio, and Sebastian are all prisoners in the grove of lime trees which protect Prospero's cell against rough weather and cannot move from there because Prospero's magic works so powerfully upon them that they will be in such a state till Prospero releases them. Prospero is controlling these three sinners, and this is the reason why they are not moving and they are in such a dazed state of mind. Question 4. If Prospero were to see King Alonso, Antonio and Sebastian with his own eyes, his feelings of sympathy would be greatly stirred. Because, what is the reason? The three sinners continue in a miserable, pitiable state, bordering on madness, while the others, including Gonzalo, are sorrowful and disappointed and are grieving over their condition. Sorrowful, I have checked the spelling. So the three sinners are in a pitiable, miserable state of mind, and the others, everyone else, is feeling really bad for them, and therefore, if Prospero were to see them with his own eyes, his feelings of sympathy too would have been greatly stirred. Prospero tells Ariel that his sympathies will be aroused because Ariel, who feels sympathy, is only a spirit of the air, while Prospero, like others, is a human being. His feelings are as sharp as other men and also have the same passions, and therefore he will feel sympathetic. Prospero is deeply grieved by the cruel injuries Antonio, Sebastian, and King Alonso did to him, but he will forgive them because he is taking sides with his reason, which urges him to compassion. Reason urging him to compassion and forgiveness. And to give up the desire for vengeance and action shows itself nobler in forgiveness than in revenge. I have written everything from the text, so read the text thoroughly. Forgiveness and reconciliation is an important theme of Act 5. Prepare a long answer as well. And now the next question, question number 7, quickly turning the page. Prospero does not wish to show the three sinners the slightest anger because King Alonso, Sebastian, and Antonio are now full of repentance, and Prospero's purpose aims at nothing beyond the punishment. Aims at nothing beyond the punishment they have already received. This is point number 1, and this is point number 2. Both the points must be clearly mentioned in this question. Prospero tells Ariel to go and set King Alonso, Sebastian, and Antonio free because, what is the purpose? Because they are full of repentance, as discussed earlier, and Prospero has decided to put an end to his magic. This is the second most important point. He decides to put an end to his magic and to restore them to their normal selves. Number 3, so that they can recover their senses. Observe how I am incorporating more than one important point in a single reason, and that too as briefly as possible. Do check the pinned comment section for our other Give Reasons videos. You will understand how to write such reasons. Prospero decides to renounce his magic because, abjure his magic because it is violent and rough in its effects, and his purpose aims at nothing beyond the punishment of King Alonso, Sebastian and Antonio have already received. So he has already punished the 3 of them, and he finds that his magic is violent and rough in its effects. Therefore, he wants to give up his magic. Prospero shall break his magic wand and bury it many feet in the earth, drown his magic book deeper in the sea, because he has made his last demand upon magic, and now he has decided to abjure his rough magic. Last demand, abjure his magic, and this magic is also rough. 3 points incorporated in a single reason. The next question now, let me just turn the page. Question number 11. King Alonso, Sebastian and Antonio stand within the magic circle, drawn by Prospero, and are unable to move because they are under the effect of Prospero's magic, and their brains are at present useless and in a state of great agitation. They are under the effect of Prospero's magic, number 1, and number 2, they are in a state of great agitation. The next one, the eyes of Prospero follow Gonzalo's example of shedding tears because Gonzalo, according to Prospero, is a righteous, worthy man, and Prospero's eyes are full of sympathy for Gonzalo. Prospero shall fully reward Gonzalo by word and action because he is grateful to Gonzalo for being his loyal follower and also for being responsible for ensuring his safety. All these points must be there in this reason. Everything is important here. And everything is there in the text as well. Sebastian is punished by Prospero because he is an accomplice of Antonio and has helped his brother King Alonso to mete out the most cruel treatment to Prospero and his daughter Miranda. He has helped his brother and he is an accomplice of the cruel Antonio. Although Antonio was Prospero's brother, he crushed all pity and all natural feelings in his heart for Prospero because he entertained ambition. Use this expression. He entertained ambition, that is, was carried away by his ambition to become the Duke of Milan. Use textual references in order to write your answers. Well, the next question is question number 16. King Alonso, Sebastian and Antonio cannot see Prospero and will not be able to recognize him because they are still under the effect of Prospero's magic and their vision is clouded, and soon they will see reason. Prospero tells Ariel to bring him the hat and the sword from his cell because he has renounced his magic and will remove his magic garments and show himself in that likeness which he bore formerly when he was the Duke of Milan, just as he was when he was the rightful Duke of Milan. Prospero asks Ariel to fly to the king's ship because there Ariel will find the sailors asleep under the hatches and he will have to awaken the master and the boatswain, force them to come to the island as quickly as possible. The boatswain and the master must come as soon as possible to this place where Prospero is standing. Gonzalo prays to some heavenly power to guide them out of the dreadful country because he is bewildered and feels that the island is full of pain, perplexity, surprise, and astonished. He is under the effect of Prospero's magic, enchanted, bewildered, confused, perplexed, and therefore he prays to some heavenly power to guide them out of this dreadful country. The length of the reasons will vary because the questions are different. Prospero embraces the body of King Alonso because he wants to prove. Mention this word to the king that he is the actual Duke of Milan in person and not a spirit. Such a powerful reason, enough to fetch you full marks. Practice writing reasons at home. And then turning to Gonzalo, Prospero embraces him because, why? Because he is old and venerable, respectful. He is old and venerable, respectable, and his honor is without any measure or limit. Honorable person. Gonzalo is finding it difficult to believe things which are real because he has not yet fully recovered from the illusions which he was made to see on the island under the effect of Prospero's magic. Prospero has been able to bear his loss without grumbling because, unlike Alonso, he has sought the help of the gentle kindness of patience and also has received the supreme help from it. Prospero assures Alonso that he is Prospero and the same Duke who was driven out of Milan, who landed on the island under very strange circumstances, but refuses to tell him anything more about this because it is a story that will take many days to relate completely, and it is not so brief as could be completed at one sitting or must be narrated at this first meeting. Therefore, he cannot just finish this story at one sitting while having breakfast. This is a very complex story, a lengthy one, and he needs time in order to finish the story. The last one, question number 25. Prospero will repay King Alonso with a wonder, a discovery which will fully satisfy him, or with as good a thing because King Alonso has restored his dukedom to him, as a result of which he is happy and he wants to repay King Alonso. This is the end of video 1, and soon I'll come up with video number 2. So stay connected and subscribe.